Welcome everybody, I'm Bernard. This is The Walking Dead Road to Survival, and we're coming back with the second half of this first initial take on Survival Road. Let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to try and be quick about it. Looks like we have, 6 levels here. We're going to jump in. We're going to try and just blast through it as fast as we can. We're just going to jump in. We're going to put a team together that matches what we need. Let's see, citizens. Let's go hunters. And tell you what, let's throw Shane lead, and we'll throw in both of our Andreas. We might be able to go all hunter here. Let's throw in some revive fun, and let's just slam on some weapons. Reinforced, and we'll go defense. Let's make things happen, guys. Looking, random healing, looks like specialist, so we should be seeing humans here. Team info, rewards. Alright, let's jump in. Yeah, that's exactly what. Let's see if we can do it on auto. Wow, meat wagon went off already. What in the hell just happened there? That was very interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure what just happened there. Sadiq has one of the slowest ARs of a 5-star, kind of up there with Krista, and he had his revive going off in round 1, so that was really interesting. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Enemy stats, get bonus crit. Maybe I'll read these a little closely. It's possible we got bonus AR, but I mean, I'll have to go back and look at the video. If Sadiq was going off, everybody in the team should have been going off as well. Or it could have just been random. I'm not sure. Ooh, this might be a little harder. Actually, they're going down pretty easy. This is definitely far from a Walker team, as you can tell. Yeah, Andrea's going off second round 2. Yeah, everything's kind of popping really fast. I'm not sure if we're getting like bonus AP from our enemies here or what, but ARs seem to be going off really quickly. It's a little interesting. I don't know what to think of that. Doesn't look like anything's too big of a trouble here. Yeah, a lot of just dead characters. Walkers falling like flies. Bug zapping. Zap zap. Alright guys, one more wave here. Hopefully this won't be too long of a video. Yep, alright. Let's just focus. A lot of Sandys here. They look like 5-star Sandy, but it looks like a very early version. You can tell they're not fully leveled up. So might be something we see from the road as well as we get up in levels and harder roads. We'll probably see much tougher opponents, but so far it's not really that big a deal. We got a new survival cache. This one's blue. Blue sounds good. So we got almost double what we got on the first 2. So we kind of doubled our total amount there. Jumping into 7, it looks like we can use the same team. We got 2 waves. We got some yellows. We should be fine between Andrea and our revives. Let's go ahead and jump. And of course, oh, you know what it is? This makes sense. I think their ARs are carrying over from the previous waves, because it also looks like their health is carrying over. So that kind of makes sense. And that's also a good way of strategizing with the team. So, it might seem like kind of a pain that the requirements are changing, but it also lets you go to kind of fresher teams. It's sort of like going to your bench in a sport to bring in people that are well rested. So that's kind of interesting. It should be able to help you kind of tackle things a little harder. Pay attention to that if you are having more difficulty than I am. Make sure you're rotating your characters through. Try and keep a good balance, but maintaining strength, and while also kind of keeping your stamina pretty high, and make sure that HP is as high as you can get it. Yeah, same team again. We got humans and walkers there as enemies. Alright, let's just keep rolling through it. Yeah, that's kind of interesting little twist. I kind of like that. I keep throwing walkers at me. I might have to... we're doing alright. I was going to say we might have to do something with the teams, but I think we're still staying on top of things. You can tell we haven't really had to rely on any revives, so I'm kind of just blowing those ARs off to get you know, the bonus damage in, because we're also killing pretty quickly without getting critical hits. So, you know, nothing too worrisome. All right. One more wave here. What are we on? I think we're on stage 8. Let's go ahead and do a pick off on the corners. Nice, and we'll do Glenn again. Yeah, so, you know, another thing to maybe think about is if you have a great walker team, is maybe bring along a couple characters that you normally wouldn't have in your walker team, and then bring in a healer as well, and then you can sort of heal those characters up on a walker stage that you know you're going to be able to breeze through. So that might be an interesting way to sort of tackle some of the strategy too, if you're, you know, getting a little bit more dinged up on humans. You know, you can kind of take it easy on a walker stage, keep a couple of your big hitters in, bring a healer along, and sort of mix in some sort of resting up, as it were, of your characters, so that if you are limited on the amount of quality tunes you have, you can kind of keep them up there without sort of spending on these stamina packs or whatever they're called, that it looks like will be available for purchase. You know, once you get up to higher levels, it might be more of an issue. But, you know, I think if you're down in these lower levels and you're working up and you're kind of on the cusp, it's probably a good way to keep your tune's health up. So take a good look into that if you're having any struggle on, you know, whatever level you start out. The way they started it, I think a lot of us won't have a lot of trouble here in the beginning stages, you know, being based on where you are in the world. The difficulty of the enemies is probably, you know, leveled off of that. So, you know, no matter where you are, you should more than likely come into some pretty easy competition here in the first road or two. Yeah, you can see we've kind of been running these guys ragged, and you know, Shane's kind of the only one that's close to being in any sort of trouble. Alright, kind of basic items. Here we go, stage 10. Tell you what, just like I was talking about, let's see, we haven't need any revive. Let's see, no requirement. So I'm gonna throw Hot Rick in here, because I'm gonna try and heal up, and we'll see if this works. We'll jump in. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have any trouble. We'll try and heal Shane up. You know, here the strategy being that, you know, if maybe Shane was one of our best characters and we wanted to try to keep him around for these later stages, trying to heal him up now. So you can see our boy Rick, he's going to go off now. Everybody's health's going to get pretty bumped up. And then, you know, they should be staying there as we would move on to a later stage. So, again, just, you know, initial take on things, trying to think of some strategies that may come in hand later. I think that'll be a big one. Paying attention to the health of, you know, your team, and planning ahead. You know, if you know you're putting in a good amount of effort, you know, in the middle of the road, thinking ahead of what you're going to need, and keeping, you know, your tunes kind of healed up for when you get to the later stages where you might have to use more strategy and kind of pay more attention to where your attacks are going. And yeah, now you can see, you know, our whole team's pretty much healed up. And if we have another stage out of here, I think it's just going to be the box. But if we did have another stage, you know, our guys will be going in with full health. All right, I think that's going to be it. Level 10. We'll get this this big box at the end. I don't know if it's going to be in addition to the reward for finishing the road, or if it'll just contain, you know, the earlier one we saw with like the 1,000, whatever it was, special survival cache. It sounds so good. And 655. And yeah, these drug kits. Can we click on it? Recovers a disabled character of rare or lower tier. Okay, so you see the 3-star there. It'll recover, I guess, if you have a 3-star that dies, you can bring them back. So, you know, just some other pieces that we'll be using here on the road. And we got two ultra rare kits, and then everything we saw there. And we have about 3,000. So, you know, might take us 80 or so days of that to get up to some Jesus action. Who knows? But there you go. There's a look at it. The first survival road. This was level 40 that I came in on. Let me know what you think. Go ahead and comment below. How have your trials and tribulations with the road gone so far? What do you think of this new feature in the game? What are you looking forward to? What are you hoping comes of it? As always, if you guys enjoy, please like, and if you're new and you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.